Hey guys, this is Christy. This is my 36-week pregnancy update. I have a playlist down below that lists all of them from when I started doing them, but right now we're on to our weekly updates. So a lot has been going on this past week. A lot has happened. I'm fine, baby's fine, but it's just been a lot of unknowns, I guess. First off, you may notice that I'm in a different room filming. This is now my office. We are almost done clearing out upstairs, which used to be my office, which will be the baby's room. So when that is all done, and I'll show kind of the process of painting and building things and putting things together, I'll probably continue filming up there. But for right now, it still has like some bookshelves and things. So 36 weeks, which according to my app, baby is about the length of a romaine lettuce, which is like 18.7 inches long. And the app says at this point, baby weighs around 5.7 pounds. So if you remember when I was 35 weeks plus 5 days, I think, I went for an ultrasound just to see where the baby is positioned, which he is head down, as you found out last week. When I followed up with my doctor, I asked was there anything else said? So things like my amniotic fluid is looking good, the placenta position is looking good, and then I asked about size. So she said baby is, first she's like 2730, and I was like, so that means grams. So it turns out to be at that point, and again it's an estimate, but 6 pounds exactly, pretty much 6 pounds, and I think it's like 0.3 ounces. So 6 pounds exactly. Again, it's just an estimation. Like I said last week, people have had the ultrasound. It estimated the baby at like 10 pounds, and then they gave birth to a 7-pound baby. So total estimation, but it was just interesting to see. She said baby is at that point in the 50th percentile. So in the middle, I guess, yay. I don't know, not too big, not too small. That's good, I guess. So anyways, that was just interesting for me. So at my 36-week doctor's appointment, I had to have a group B streptococcus swab done, and thankfully the doctor did give me a warning the week before just so I wouldn't be surprised. But basically they swab your vagina and your rectum, and they're looking for group B streptococcus. And she said if it's positive, not a big deal, it doesn't harm you at all, but when you do give labor, we'll just have you on antibiotics. And she's like, it can harm baby if you're not on antibiotics, but it's totally fine. So anyways, I'll find out next week. I don't care one way or another, but she just said, yeah, we have to know. It was not as bad as I thought. When you think of, oh, a swab going up in those two places, I was nervous to say the least, even though I know when I give birth I'm going to be subjected to far worse things, but no, I had the COVID-19 swab done up my nose, which went in like 10 centimeters, like deep, so compared to that, this was nothing. So yeah, no, totally fine, didn't feel much, so that was okay. So at my appointment, which was on Tuesday, I was filming What Ate Wednesday, so you guys saw that. There were two things abnormal, I guess. The main thing, I guess, was that baby's heart rate was rather high. So usually the past couple weeks, baby's heart rate has been at 145 beats per minute, which is normal. And this time she took the baby's heart rate at the very beginning with a little Doppler, and it was about 172, which she said is high, but you know, maybe he's active. Although, I guess he was kicking a little bit, but not like tons of active. So she's like, no, not a problem. We'll measure it again at the end. So then at the end of the appointment, it was still about, I think, high 160s. So that was the first concern. And then as well, we measured, as every appointment, we measure my blood pressure, which last week, the diastolic, which is the bottom number, was already a little high. It was like 193. I think normal is like 120/80. So I was like 124, which is okay, last week over 93. Well, already last week I had asked, and then again this week it was over, I think, 92, I think. And they even had me then do the secondary blood pressure test where I just sit quietly, deep breathing calmly, and it's actually like a 5-minute test where they do 3 things, where they do 3 measurements and then they take the average. And that was also high. That was like 91, over 91. So their concern would be for preeclampsia, which is a concern, and if you have it, then you pretty much have to give birth very soon. But she asked me if I had any other symptoms. She's like, you know, high blood pressure can be a number of things. Basically, we test it with some blood work. But she's like, have you had any other symptoms like headache? That won't go away if you have like Tylenol or lying down, which no headaches whatsoever. Or she said sometimes like floaty vision, like, or you see floaty bits in your vision. I'm like, no, not at all either. So she said, okay, that's good. But she said, why don't we do some blood work just in case? And then she also said with baby's heart rate being so high, because again, like I said, at the end, after the appointment was fairly long with like the swab and the blood pressure and all this stuff, it was probably like, well, for a prenatal appointment at least, it was probably like 25 minutes long. So she said, you know, that's a long time for the heart rate still to be high. So she said, I'm going to send you to the hospital today for what we call a non-stress test. And she said, well, she tried to get me in like so I could go right away, but she said the hospital will call you with an appointment, but it will be today. So I went to the hospital. I got a call to come like in 2 hours. So first off, I had my blood work done. I also had to give a urine sample, which at first I was like, oh crap, I like went to the bathroom like, I don't know, 45 minutes ago. And then I was like, oh, it's gonna be like when I first did my blood work back in like November or something, then I couldn't go to the bathroom, I couldn't pee, and then I had to come back the next day with the sample. But no, being pregnant, you always have to pee pretty much. So there we go, I had a nice sample. So I got blood work done, gave my sample, and that actually came back all normal while I was having my non-stress test. The nurse got some of the results back and she said, that's looking good, and your doctor will follow up with the results that we don't have yet, which the doctor did later that day. And again, she said, everything is normal. You don't have preeclampsia, just, you know, continue to keep an eye on how you're feeling and stuff like that. So that's, and again, she's like, if headaches, floaty bits, give the emergency line a call right away. But again, I haven't had any of that. So back to the non-stress test. So non-stress test is basically they just measure the baby's heart rate for an extended period. Usually it's around 20 minutes. They hook you up. They have 2 little like Dopplers or 2 sensors on your stomach, and it just measures baby's heart rate. You just relax, you sit back, and you have a little clicker that looks like those Jeopardy buzzers. Every time you feel movement, then you click it, and essentially what they're looking for is they want to see some spikes in the heart rate of the baby when he moves. So as soon as I got hooked up, baby's heart rate was at like 145, and I was like, oh, perfect, you know, considering before it was at like 172, I'm like, oh good, well clearly I'm acing this test. And I ended up being there for over an hour because what I thought was, oh good, baby's heart rate is nice and low, that actually was not quite the test. The test is that they want baby to be moving and they want to see those spikes in the heart rate. My baby did not want to move, or when he did move, when I did feel movement and clicked, the heart rate didn't really go up. So, like I said, what is usually about a 20-minute test, I was there for over an hour because we were just waiting for baby to move. Eventually we got the readings. She like jiggled my stomach and massaged my stomach to try to wake baby up. The nurse didn't seem that concerned, I guess. She, again, all during this time, I was thinking like, oh good, heart rate isn't high, like things are looking good. I thought baby would be stressed if the heart rate's high, but no. They want to see those, not continuous high heart rate, but they want to see the spikes. So because it took over an hour to finally get 2 readings that kind of spiked above 160 when he was moving, and actually one time he wasn't, or I didn't feel him moving, but it still spiked. So I don't know. I'm going back again next week, essentially. So I think I failed the non-stress test, or he did, I don't know. so they just, yeah, want me to come back. And they even gave me some cranberry juice as well, kind of some sugar, seeing if that would wake him up. It did not. But again, I figure if they were more concerned, they would have said like, come back tomorrow or something, which they didn't. It was just, we'll do it next week. So next week, I have my regular doctor's appointment in the morning, and then I go in the afternoon for that. But after this Friday, I'm not working at all, I'm not doing anything, so I have all the time in the world to do all these appointments. So that was the biggest excitement, I guess, because I wasn't prepared for any of that. But things are fine, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I'll find out next week about the group B strep, and then hopefully, I don't know what to do to make baby more active. And I even had lunch like shortly before we left, so it's not that, I don't know. So maybe I'll have like sugar or like something to pick me up for him to be more active. I don't know. Again, I'm sure if it was more of a concern, they would have had me come back sooner than just a week. So another thing that happened this week that's exciting, my work at the vet, they threw me a lunchtime baby shower. I was so surprised. I didn't see it coming. This Friday, tomorrow, is my last day, so I was planning on just making some cupcakes like with blue icing, and not throwing myself a shower, but just, you know, as a goodbye, because I am taking a 1.5 years off. Obviously I have dogs that need vaccines and medications, so I will be in and food, but I won't be working. So yeah, I was planning on doing that. But it was a total surprise. I had no idea. So I didn't see it coming, and then kind of halfway through the morning, I was kind of went back into the treatment area, and I see like these little blue like tissue balls hanging from the ceiling, and I'm like, what? And they're like, nothing to see here, Christy. And yeah, but it was, oh my God, a total surprise. So they had, yeah, like a sign that said, I forget now what it said, but it was really cute. And then lots of balloons. We got this one, and then a mustache. And then what oh my gosh, I totally didn't expect it. They made me an amazing diaper cake. Oh my gosh, you can't even see it. I'll put a picture here, but with lots of size 2 diapers, tons of toys. There's like this little one.
Purple, blue.
Oh, blankets, soothers, lots of stuffed animals, baby sunglasses, well, just so much stuff. Oh my God, I was so surprised. And then we also had a pizza lunch with cake and like orange juice mixed with Sprite or ginger ale or something. It was so much fun. It was, oh my gosh. So yeah, everyone kind of chipped in for that. No, Chloe, this is not for you. Everyone chipped in for that. Oh yeah, I totally didn't see it coming. And then one of my other coworkers, one of our technicians, she got me, which again, oh my gosh, like, one of these wraps. Like basically it's for nursing, breastfeeding wraps, so you put it around you and it covers you, but it also has lots of other uses. It can cover the car seat, or then if you're going like grocery shopping, you can put it in to line the shopping cart so baby isn't sitting on the dirty shopping cart. As well as you can have it as a scarf and all these things, and then a little matching soother case, as well as 2 pacifier clips as well. Oh, and an Aveeno gift set, like for body set that I've already brought upstairs. Already started using the lotions and body wash and stuff. But oh my gosh, like I've been working at the vet for I think 8 years now, and then we transitioned into our larger hospital where it's been 3 years, I guess. 2 years? 2.5 years. But it's just like, oh my gosh, I don't even work full time, and all these people came together, and it was so sweet. And I have a nice card with everyone's signature, and yeah, totally unexpected, so sweet. And I'm gonna miss them. So for tomorrow, I baked chocolate chip cookies. Now it seems weird to, you know, make cupcakes after they've already thrown me a party. But I wrote a thank you card to this person. I'm gonna write a group thank you card to everyone and kind of, I'll miss you. And then just bring some cookies for the staff room. So I think that's a nice thing. So we all like food. So, oh my gosh, that was just, yeah, so So surprising. It was so sweet of them. So symptoms and things, how I've been feeling. Up until today, I've been okay. And then, I don't know, just today, I don't know if it's baby's like settling down a little deeper, but whatever I'm up, it's just that constant feeling of basically like bloating or like constipation that you have to go to the bathroom and you don't. It just hurts. It's just uncomfortable. Maybe not hurts, but it's just uncomfortable. So I think this is, as I'm like reading forums and people are like, oh, I'm so sick of this, I'm ready for baby to be out. And I had been feeling good up until this point, aside from the back issues. But I think if this continues, it's pretty annoying to be standing up and doing things. And especially right now, I'm trying to get this room organized. And it's just so overwhelming to be up and walking and moving and doing stuff. I walked the dogs for like 5 minutes today, and it was just tiring. Whereas on the weekend, Sunday, I went for an hour-long walk with them because I was feeling really good. So it's, yeah, just like that. And then what started happening yesterday and then this morning, I wake up at like 5 a.m. to go pee again, which is fine. And actually, I'm waking up less to go to the bathroom overnight, which is good. It used to be 3 to 4 times. Now it's about 2, which is awesome. But when I wake up the second time around 5, my like upper thighs or like hips hurt. It's like, and I've always slept on my side, and it's not like, I know a lot of people who were belly, like stomach sleepers or back sleepers and they had to adapt. I've always been a side sleeper. But it's just with the more weight and distribution of weight, my sides really hurt. It feels like I've been lying on that side like all day, all night, and it's just achy, and then I flip to the other side and it hurts just as much. So that's all right. I mean, it's fine. I'm getting used to that. It definitely is harder to move around. It's hard to lie down on the bed, flip over on the bed, get off the bed. And Dan's car, because he took me to the hospital on Tuesday, his car seat is just, or car seat, his, well, I guess it's like a car seat, but his front seat is just a lot lower than mine. I have mine like pumped up, so I'm like a little higher. Anyway, so it's super, I noticed that. It's so hard to get in and out of his car. I was like, oh. And it's just, yeah, so we're at that point, I think, that now pregnancy's getting harder. We only have like just over 3 weeks to go, essentially. I mean, baby can come I think at 41 or 42 weeks, then if you still haven't had it, then they'll induce you. But yeah, the doctor said as of next week, you'll be 37 weeks, and that's considered at term. You could go into labor and your baby would be perfect. Well, not perfect, but like they wouldn't have to stay in the intensive care unit. Yeah, you're ready. So I was like, oh my God. Now I haven't had any contractions. I actually did, well, I had twice what I think was a Braxton Hicks contraction. Basically they're like practice contractions. There's no like how often you have it. It's no continuous, it's just randomly. And it was just that one was when I got up and it hurt. And then one was just randomly, all of a sudden it came and it was just like, ooh. And then after like 3 seconds, okay, we're good. So yeah, nothing else since, no other contractions. So I think it's gonna be a while still, but we'll see. I think once upstairs is done and I still have to pack my hospital bag, Dan is stressing about this more than I am. He was like, you need your hospital bag, we have to keep it by the front door. I'm like, we don't have to keep it by the front door. Maybe at like 39 weeks we'll keep it by the front door, but I'm like, at this point, we can keep it upstairs in the closet. But I should make it. That is my plan for this weekend. And then he's also like, you need to type me up a list so when you're feeling like you have to go to the hospital, I know all the numbers to call and stuff. So I should be worried about this, but I think right now I just want to have the house finished with. I want to get this all organized and upstairs organized before I start worrying about that. But that's, I mean, sometimes life doesn't happen in that order, so I should. But I was like, I can call, like, still, if I start having contractions, you only have to go to the hospital when you have them for about like a minute long and you have them every 4 to 5 minutes for about an hour. Then they say you should go to the hospital. So I'm like, considering I haven't really had any contractions, I don't think it's happening yet. So yeah, but hospital bag is good to do. I will do a video showing you what is in my hospital bag. I probably will overpack because that's when I go on vacation, I do that too. But I've been reading kind of, especially like people in my city, what the hospital provides, what you need, what you don't need, and things like that. But I still probably will. So I will show you that. I do plan on filming my question and answer video this weekend, so it'll probably be up early next week. So if you do have any more questions, some really good ones have already been asked, but if you have any good ones, just leave them down below or you can message me and I will answer them. It's not too late. So this is my belly now. I don't know, has it grown much from last week? Perhaps, maybe, I don't know. A lot of people have been saying I should do the pre-pregnancy clothes video, which I will, but at the same time, I think because I was like self-conscious about my weight, a lot of the things I owned were either stretchy, or I would get them a little looser fit. So pretty much all the shirts you've seen in these videos have all been pre-pregnancy shirts. Now, I don't know if I'd wear this out. Well, I probably would wear this out in public, really, if I had somewhere to go. You can see, like, the front is a little bit higher than the back because of this belly, but realistically, a lot of the clothes I am still wearing are pre-pregnancy clothes. Also, because I don't have to go out, I think if I was working like teaching still, and had been for the past 3 months, I guess, if there was no COVID-19, I would have had to buy like all pregnancy clothes and then it would be more of a difference. But I've pretty much been wearing all my normal clothes. However, I still have like 3 or more weeks to go, so by then I will be even bigger, so maybe then I will see much of a difference. But yes, this is my belly. That's a Chloe who's depressed I'm not paying attention to her. Yes, it's a long video. It wasn't supposed to be this long because they're weekly now, but it's been a busy week. So I will see you guys next week for my update video as well as in my question and answer video. Bye.